and we watched The Running Man from 1987. It's 13,492 on Metacritic's all-time movie list, so not really that popular. Runs for 101 minutes, directed by Michael Glaser, who I didn't realize was Hutch or Starsky or whatever.
Starsky, yeah. I was like, what?
He didn't do much after this. And I wonder why.
Yeah.
Written by Stephen E. D'Souza, who really confuses me because he wrote Die Hard. Well, yeah, so he put different formatting, I guess. I don't know who wrote it. Oh, of course, sorry, the Stephen King as Richard Bachman.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it was nothing like his novel.
I read that this was the 15th iteration of the screenplay. A bunch had been thrown out, and people got into fights, and directors had been fired, and it was a shite show in pre-production.
Yeah, I forgot to read the IMDb trivia. So you have to be the trivia person for tonight.
There isn't a lot of trivia on it, unfortunately. There's like 4 or 5 pieces. So
really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I got some happy trivia. Dynamo and Killian died months after this came out. Yay.
Damn.
Yeah, that's quite depressing.
So Richard Dawson was actually a real game show host.
He certainly was. He did Family Fortunes, I believe.
Family Feud in America.
Family Feud, sorry. They got the name wrong. Or we got the name wrong. I can't remember who copied who.
Probably the UK copied America. But yeah, he did. I don't know. But he did well in this as a game show host.
He's very good in this. He's one of the highlights, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not Arnie's best performance. It's bad.
Like, he's not known as a great actor. He's rubbish in this.
He's terrible. And to be honest with you, it was really paint by numbers Arnie. It's like, I'll be back, stick around.
But they went hard and fast on the one-liners.
Yeah.
And to be honest, without that, there's not much of a movie. The story in this, the screenplay in this, is nothing like the Richard Bachman movie book by the same name. So, having read up on it a little bit more, they should have stuck with the content of the book. The book sounded really good.
I read it when I was a teenager, but I can't remember it.
It's basically the Hunger Games.
Yeah. Yeah, this was really sort of put together with plasticine and duct tape, and really just was quite feeble as a movie.
There are moments, it has moments, but quite often it feels like the helicopter scene. Oh, how unhelicoptery is it?
You must have loved, though, he does really a lot of Conan sounds when he gets dragged back. Yeah, he does. He does it twice. He really goes Conan. He doesn't do it in Predator, so it's good to see him do the in this movie. But that's about it.
Yeah, beyond that, it's thematically kind of confused, I think is what I would describe it as. And sometimes it feels like you're watching a TV show, like a plastic set TV show.
It's like a really bad version of the Gladiators with death.
Which it kind of, I suppose, was kind of what they were going for, I guess, but it feels plastic. The sets feel plastic. There are moments, and some of the set pieces are actually interesting. Some of the fights are nice and quick, and people die nice and quick. But that's it. Their set pieces are how gory deaths, a collection of gory deaths with some bad acting and terrible story in between.
Yeah, not really a lot of story at all. They try to make some sort of background story for Arnie because we see it at the start. The whole reason why he's in prison is because he defied the directions to shoot on an unarmed crowd.
I won't shoot him.
No.
I'm in the chopper.
I'm in the chopper. I will not fire from the chopper. But so that's the whole premise and backstory for him. He's got no family, right?
He had a brother who got sent for re-education.
Yeah, we don't see him. We never hear of him again, apart from, he's
mildly upset about it when he hears.
Yeah, and then moves on. Yeah, so he the only connection he has outside his sort of pseudo-criminal life is Amber when he breaks into her house.
Yes.
Thinking his brother's going to be there, but he's moved on.
Picks up a pair of tights or something and goes, I can't remember, Richard? Are you here? Why are you wearing tights?
Richard. Yeah, it's it's really flat. But I was thinking back to Predator. There's no real backstory to a lot of the characters in that, but the fact that they
It's
actually have
not
dialogue,
needed.
no.
One massive problem with this movie compared to Predator, even what there's something about the music in this movie that really feel like, again, production qualities in this awful, camera
Awful.
awful, shots awful, cutting awful, but then the music just destroys it.
It's very synth heavy and
Very synth heavy, very 80s, and which can be fine, but this is aged horribly. Like, and the outro music, oh Christ, that's not great.
no, I
Like air
don't.
grab.
It's not good. It also reminded me of Rollerball in its ways that it did the main chase scenes or whatever. Yeah, the problem with the enemies, the stalkers, is that they come out and they're cliche. One's doing electricity, one's doing fire. What's the other one? Chainsaw.
Yeah.
And
Buzzsaw.
Buzzsaw. But
Fireball.
Fireball as well. So they're the four main evil dudes in the thing, apart from the game show host. But it's just that
ready.
yeah, gladiators are ready. But the problem is that they're not around for long enough. Like, send them out at the start of the show and have them throughout the movie, and then kill them off at the end. Maybe
They're called stalkers. They do no stalking.
true.
If there was a cat and mouse element to it, a bit of tension, because there's zero tension to this. So they don't hunt them down. They just arrive on them.
Right.
So there's no chase. There's no nothing. They're just there. And then they're in a scene, and it's a set piece. And it feels like a set piece.
And
I suppose potentially intentional. Because, you chase them into a place where there's cameras and you can kill them there, and TV likes that. But even setting that up, even trying to coerce them into a location could have been interesting. That's not developed, and that annoys me, because that could be good.
Yeah, and then we have like Jesse Ventura's Captain Freedom, pop up in the green room. Like,
I love him in this, actually.
Well, yeah, he's got the hair, but then he's not used. He's used in a fake death scene that pretends to the people that he's killed.
I did like Killian shutting him down a couple of times. Kind of going, yeah, whatever, Captain Freedom, shut up.
Well, he says it in front of him, in front of his little bad bodyguard, which comes to bite him in the butt at the end.
It does.
Yeah.
We'll have to get some steroids.
Yeah, it's not a really good line at all.
It's shocking.
Delivered badly. But listen, Arnie can do basic acting. He's just not up to his basic standard in this one.
It felt phoned in, didn't it? Even for Arnie's he's not terrible. He's not great, but he has his moments in acting, and this is far from it. This is not Conan. This is not Predator. This is not True Lies. It's
just paint by numbers. Let's fit Arnie into this movie. If it's an Arnie movie, let's fit it in and give him one-liners, no depth, and his pecs need to show, and his body needs to be shown, and give him a cigar as well.
Yeah, the original character was supposed to be, the Ben Richards character was supposed to be an everyday man, like your average Joe. He was supposed to be down on his luck, and he enters the game to make money so his family could feed themselves. That's super gone, super lost.
Well, that just proves it's an Arnie vehicle.
Yeah, they were thinking, okay, we've got the license, we've got the IP, and we have Arnie. We take the name, done.
Right.
Original story in the bin.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think King would ever write a muscle-bound hero.
No, I think he said, so I was poo-pooing the new movie coming out because I knew nothing about it. I hadn't read The Running Man. But from having read synopsis of the new movie and the fact that Stephen King has had some input, and the cast actually looks pretty good, I'm quite looking forward to the new one.
So it might be more in line with the book.
That's the point. Yeah, I think it's much more in line.
I think it's out now in November, so we'll have to see what it's all about. But I saw one of the movie posters for it, and everybody is slamming it. It's a horrible movie poster. Did you see it by chance?
I have not. It just looks like a chap, if I remember correctly.
It's terrible. Well, no, this is like he's jumping through a window.
Is he?
From the side, and he's just normal. He's in a running pose, right? Like just your usual running pose, but there's glass shattering through him. He just jumped through a window, but he's normal running, basically, through a window. It's bad. It's very
AI
bad.
generated nonsense.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad.
Is he wearing lycra?
I think he's just wearing a normal suit. There's no lycra in this movie, in the 2025 version.
Yeah.
This movie did okay in the box. No, it actually didn't. It did 27 budget and 38 box office.
It got its money back and a little bit, but that's not what you want to be doing with a movie.
No.
With an Arnie movie, you want to be smashing it out. Like these should be blockbusters.
Yeah. So Stephen E. D'Souza, the screenplay dude, I blame him for the story because he just took the story and went, but he wrote Die Hard. He wrote 48
I don't think
Hours.
he can be fully blamed. Having read a little bit of how this was put together.
Oh, right.
Like there was multiple directors. Like Starsky was second or third. I think he was originally in line to do it. Then he got fired. Then the other guy got fired, and then he got back in or something. It was really messy.
Okay.
So, and the 15 different cuts of the screenplay. Yeah, and I don't think Arnie was the original lead either.
Oh.
It was going to be Christopher Reeves, I think.
Oh,
which would have been a very different movie.
Would have given him the everyday man persona, but he would need more dialogue.
Yeah.
It could have been a more empathetic one and not just muscle-bound guy that can kill everybody.
I think that might have been interesting, all right. But
I think so.
They decided to go with the more blockbuster, don't think about it, people getting chopped up with a chainsaw.
Yes. Yeah. And
which is a shame.
Electrocuted. But he's an interesting, Stephen E. D'Souza is an interesting dude because he's like Die Hard, great, Commando, fine. But then he's got Street Fighter, he's got Lara Croft, Cradle of Life. He's got 48 Hours, which is fine. Then he has Die Hard 2, which is whatever. It's okay, but it's not crazy.
That's the one in the airport. That's not the best of them.
No, but it's not crazy. It's not horrendous like the last one at times. Yeah. The last one. So as I said, we get set up with Richard's sort of not firing on the thing, so he gets sent to prison. And
no, that's Richard Bachman's the writer. It's Ben.
So it's Ben Richards. Yeah, Ben Richards. So he meets up. He has. Well, here's another sort of weak part of the movie as well. He's got two buddies in Lachlan and Weiss, and
Weiss,
Weiss, and he escapes with them, and we don't know anything about them really. There's sort of like there's a little bit of tension when they're taking off the prison necklaces.
Did you cop who the leader of the resistance was?
Well, I did. Fleetwood Mac himself or something.
Mr. Mick Fleetwood, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's done a lot of movies.
That's probably because he can't really act all that well. He's not great.
He's Sean beside Arnie.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Arnie didn't seem to care all that much. There was too much prosthetic makeup on Mick Fleetwood, if you ask me.
They tried to disguise him. He was in the heyday, the height of his popularity as a pop star.
Yeah. They should have just left him alone. Like Arnie was still a famous person. You don't need to put prosthetics on him either. Leave it alone.
True, and
sticking on some plasticine on some famous drummer.
Which character was Dweezil Zappa, Frank Zappa's son? I saw his name in the cast. Not that it really matters. I was just curious.
I didn't spend a lot of time. I'm going to scroll down and see if his name is there. It isn't. Maybe if I dig into it deeper. He must have been a bit of a nobody.
Yeah, one of them. Probably in the production studio or something. So he has these two buddies with him, and he obviously gets found out to be an escapee, and they rope him into the TV show. And after he meets up with Amber, and Amber gives him up. What's
that one?
Yeah, Ben is sort of like, what's he doing? Trying to taking her away anyway. It's just to escape Hawaii,
right?
Honolulu.
To get away so he can escape.
But he is
live in the lamb. Yeah, she's just been dragged along because she's got a travel pass or something.
Yeah, so she kind of gives him up, and he gets thrown into this game, and they say, "Oh, your two buddies are here to suffer with you."
No. So he refused to fight originally. I'm not doing it. You can shoot me. Or well, then we'll just send your buddies in. He's like, okay.
Right, and then they appear anyway. So
Gillian, you bastard.
So this Amber, yeah, exactly. This Amber lady is like a musician or something. How does she end up in the TV studio?
She writes jingles for the
So that's why she's
network.
there.
Yeah.
So that's why she's there.
But then she sees on the TV a report about the airport incident, and the report saying, "Oh, they shot loads of people, and there's loads of dead," and she's like, "What? No, that didn't happen." So she makes the mistake of going into the TV studio and looking for the original footage, which she gets, and then a hand comes out.
No. Selling your root love, you're in too. So they're all in the game. But she basically has a very quick arc of "I don't believe you, Arnie" to "Oh, I do believe you."
Yeah,
and then game on. They're in the Running Mans. They're in these sectors, which
the quads, baby.
Quads, they're called, yeah, which are sectors, but they're it doesn't. You don't see anything. It's pretty dark, and they kind of just walk from room to room. It's like the Crystal Maze in a sense, where you just.
You've entered the Aztec zone.
Yeah, exactly. It's all the industrial zone. So it's just like it doesn't. There's no atmosphere. I've found it's just like glinty metal, plastic wobbly
dystopian future.
Yeah, and in the meantime,
80s. Yeah,
and in the meantime, there's a studio audience back with our boy Killian. But so there's a movie mechanic in this that I hate as much as bad fake footsteps.
Oh, wow.
What do you think it is?
I didn't think you hated anything as much as that.
It's up there. And it's around 90% of this movie is these scenes.
Oh, you might want to hit me with that. I'm not sure what you're talking to.
Basically, crowd reactions.
Oh, okay.
Like, in this... Yeah, it's like...
Quit!
Yeah! So people shouting their names and clapping and you just know, when I see it, I always just go, some directors just told that group of people to cheer and yell and do stuff. And so we've got the studio audience, and we also have the betting ring outside that people are going nuts at. And constantly, just every couple of minutes, there'll be crowd reactions. And I hate it.
Actually, now that you mention it, there's one particular crowd reaction that really annoyed me. The girls at the start were dancing, so they're dancing away, and there's a guy in the bar watching this, and he's going, "Yeah, you go." What? They're dancing. You get that, right?
That's the problem, though, because in the editing room after the thing, they're just cutting in with the crowd reactions anywhere they think it's appropriate. Okay, let's do it for dancing girls. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't get that, but yeah, listen, there's some interesting cuts. There's some crappy editing. It feels rushed. If I'm honest, the post-production must have been just as badly executed as the pre-production. It's
got this, it's dystopian, but it doesn't really develop the dystopian vibes. The movie we have watched and reviewed that does is RoboCop, and there's a similarity in the dystopian future.
There's a difference.
A crazy difference.
Verizon knows how to do it.
And you know what? I was just thinking, this entire plot is centered around a TV show. In RoboCop, we see the TV show on the TV screen,
for $1,
right?
And it's way better. And it's
exactly
just it fits the world that was being built there. There's an entire world built around RoboCop.
Yeah,
that work isn't put in this.
No,
the little details aren't there. The stuff from the background isn't there. It's just plasticine sets.
Yeah, it's really cheap.
It's a shallow world that's built here, and that's the biggest problem with this movie. Even just completely ignoring the storyline, which doesn't exist. If you built a world behind it, you could love this movie, but it ain't there. The work isn't done.
It's not deep enough to love it for even if it's a shit movie. The story lore, like RoboCop, right? It's fine.
I love RoboCop.
It's a good movie, yes.
Yeah,
But you stand it up to other movies and you're going, RoboCop's a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah. But it does what I think it set out to do. And
it
nails what it set out to do. This movie, I don't even think it knew what it was setting out to do. It's not trying to make a point. Whereas RoboCop and Verhoeven, or Verhoeven, I can't remember his name. Paul.
Paul.
Had a direction, and he absolutely nailed it. The director here... I'm not sure he knew what the direction was.
He's Starsky. He doesn't have a clue.
Do it.
Yeah, Arnie probably had a lot of ideas, maybe, to give him.
Yeah, I think maybe I think Arnie's skills behind the camera and his influence probably shouldn't have been anywhere in movies early on in his career. I think he's a lot better now. He understands movie industry a lot better now.
Yeah,
But back in the day when he's just starting out, yeah, maybe shut up Arnie for a bit.
yeah. So the main sort of meat of the story is this part that we're supposed to be engaged with and entertained by, and it's just really just not that entertaining. We like the three stalkers that come up pretty much one after the other is Sub-Zero. He's a hockey mask dude. Buzzsaw
Just
and
plain
Dynamo.
Zero.
I didn't even get that. What does that mean?
He lies Sub-Zero. Just plain Zero. Okay. Cool. Good line there. That's not a good line.
Nice try. Just trying to make it something stick. But he actually basically says to Killian when he's dropped in, "I'll be back."
He does.
Boo.
Like, fine, but it's... Yeah.
But the thing about it is as well, right? Sub-Zero is the first stalker, and he slams one of his buddies into like one of the nets, and it just closes around him. Whatever. It's weak. Yeah, Vice. But then like he kills Sub-Zero quite quickly, and it's like
Quite
okay,
easily.
that wasn't a lot of anything.
Yeah,
really.
you think he's got a bladed hockey stick that can cut wood in half.
Yeah.
He never uses the blade.
What
And he's slapping them with the stick.
Yeah.
But he never uses the sharp bit until it's too late. And
Stick him with the pointy bit.
Yeah.
The pointy end.
Granted, the movie would have been over very quick.
Yeah.
And all the heads are off.
He kind of skates past them like every couple of seconds, going whoosh, swiping at them.
I guess you could make the argument for that he was toying with them because the TV show would have ended too quick, and then your advertisements wouldn't make the money. Blah 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 blah. But even the toying with them feels a bit.
Does it remind you of the way that Batman movie was shot? You know, the one with Arnie, but as Iceman, and the Val Kilmer one, was it? It was like it was very cartoony, and Batman Forever or something. Yeah, one of them. That was very cartoony,
felt like it went on forever.
Yeah, and it was very also. No, I think it was George Clooney because it was Robin in it as well, and I think it was there's lots of set pieces and Arnie full on ham. He probably was better in that Batman movie than this.
He's way better in that movie, actually.
It just feels like very set piece, this one, but really bad set piece. It's not even clever, and it's just not entertaining enough to.
See, I wouldn't even be so mean as to say it was cartoonish. Cartoonish can work. Like if you look at the original Batman movies, they were fantastic, and they were very. No, I wasn't talking about that. I wasn't talking about Adam West.
Oh, not Adam West. Sorry.
The next set of Batman movies. They were quite cartoonish, and they were intentionally so, and they were quite good. But if you're going there, you got to commit to it.
Yeah, you got to have some meat to the caricature, cartoonish nature of it.
Build the world, god dang it.
Build the world. I end up, Sub-Zero comes in and goes, "Hey, I'm an ice skater." Okay, you're dead. Fine, next one. We've got it was a buzzsaw. Like, okay, he's got a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Okay, dead.
Dead.
Dynamo, not dead, but
not yet.
He's sort of interesting because he sings opera at the start. They give him a lot more time than the rest.
The I can't remember, Erland, whatever his face is, Erland van Liet, he is a classically trained opera singer. So that is actually him.
There you go. Fair enough.
Fair play.
Yeah, it didn't sound like mime, and I just was, fine.
Yeah, he comes in a little car, singing away.
Yeah, the car's not good.
The car's shocking. It's not intimidating at all.
Like a ladder.
Yeah, it was built to look futuristic, and it does not achieve that effect. I guess maybe looking back some 30 years later, 28 years later, this is set in 2017 as well, which I love.
Yeah, I love that at the start. It's like, bloody hell, that was 8 years ago. We're not like that yet.
Not yet. We're getting there. It's going to take a bit longer, though.
Yeah. What about, and there's another sort of lame part of it is that obviously as all this is going on, the audience and the public at large are pro-stalkers. They're not pro-Ben. Richards or the contestants at large. But it's just near the end, they immediately go, oh, okay, we don't like the stalkers anymore. I love when the old woman goes, Ben Richards is going to be the next person who's killed.
I do like that bit. I like her. It's really cheesy, and I love it. It's kind of
catchy. And she quite later goes something like, I told you, motherfuckers. Or she
said that Ben Richards is one mean motherfucker.
I love that part.
Absolutely love it. Yeah.
She's like one just character that I just clawed onto, and I went, yes, I want more like that person. Because they do give presents and stuff to some characters, and the majority of the audience are old people. Maybe there's a reason behind that, but we never know.
Most game show fans are very old. Let's be honest.
But this is violent.
Yeah, and that's the juxtaposition of the dear old lady screaming for blood. You know, I kind of like that.
Yeah. If I didn't hate crowd reaction shots, like I could have been more entertained by old people going, "Yeah, fuck you, motherfuckers, kill them."
But then that's if you don't can some reactions and paste them in at places that don't fit. And
then there's a sort of echo back to the start of the movie when Ben doesn't kill Dynamo when he's toppled over his ladder. Like, oh shit, let me out, man. And it's like, okay, we already know he's a good guy. We don't need to see that, but maybe the audience in the movie needs to see it.
I think that's the point of it being in the movie, so that the audience can go like, wait a second, he didn't kill the guy that's trying to kill him, but yet we're supposed to believe he killed a bunch of unarmed people for the crack.
Right, but they didn't turn at that point in the movie, though, the audience.
They didn't.
They were still quiet.
Although the dear old lady after this goes, yeah, I vote for Ben Richards. He's going to win. He's a mean mother.
Yeah, and Killen's going, oh, really? We're supposed to say this one of the stalkers, Ben Richards. I love that.
It is great.
Also, so like at this point we have, Vice and his other buddy get killed by one of the
they're off. We should probably mention the
subplot.
Yeah, so they're part of the resistance to bring down the network, and they've got this code they picked up because of numbers and computer. Vice is a computer guy because he's skinny.
Yes, that's right.
So that makes sense. He's wearing glasses. Clearly a computer guy. So he gets the numbers, and they're going to use these numbers to bring down the network and cancel the uplink or some pseudo-technical rubbish.
Mick Fleetwood wants to put a concert of this up.
He wants the lottery numbers or something, because that's what it looked like.
Yeah, true. So there's a whole string of numbers. Yeah, so Vice gets killed during
Dynamo
that.
Fries him.
Dynamo, okay, Dynamo gets him again, yeah. Yeah, because that was a weird part of the movie, because Amber is with Vice doing it, and Dynamo gets him. And then they run away, but Dynamo comes back.
Gets back in the car.
But, yeah, like a clown in a mini. But Amber doesn't tell him until later that he died.
She leaves that bit out.
Right.
And by the way, that friend of yours, he died a few hours ago.
Right. So, but he wouldn't have let Dynamo go if he'd known.
That's true.
It's sort of, it's interesting.
Useful information.
So it's this part of there's another series of fabrications that happen now too, and it's another weakness in the plot is when they find the three corpses of the winners, the perceived last winners, who have this fake sort of, they're in Hawaii sunning themselves because they won the Running Man last year. They find the three corpses. Who's after them at this point? Is it the
Fireball, baby?
Fireball, yeah.
He goes, yeah. No, not last year's winners, last year's losers.
Yeah. So then, but it's a weird plot hole because they're in some sort of weird back room. There's no cameras there, but later on they show video and pictures of the charred corpses as
the whole way through.
Final thing.
It's the same with the video they have of the helicopter incidents.
Yes, it's our point of view.
Yeah,
they're watching the movie.
It's a massive plot hole. It's ridiculous. Who was taking these photos? And it's from 15 different angles inside the chopper as well.
Yeah.
Not just
It's
like
lazy.
a dash cam. It's all over the place.
It's lazy, very lazy.
It is mad lazy.
They're like going, okay, we'll just show the movie bits that the audience sees. We won't take another. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, it was interesting. Weak. Interesting and weak.
It kind of breaks the fourth wall for me a little bit, you know.
True. That's a mechanic that you might put up to your hatred of mechanics of movies.
It does annoy
I have
me.
two.
It's lazy, and I don't like being dragged out, kicking and screaming out of the false reality that has been built. I don't need to be dragged back into the real world to think about camera shots. You know, right. I want to watch the damn movie. I don't want to think, how the hell did they get that shot? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's lazy. And it happens. It happens quite a few times in 80s movies. Another weak part was when Fireball is just running after them with his fire gun, and it's just like a stupid slow scene. Fireball can't run fast.
Yeah, but they're at full pelt, and he still catches up with them.
Yeah.
It's not great.
It was so uninteresting. I can't remember how they killed Fireball.
Oh, Arnie pulls his cables at the back, and Fireball screaming, "Oh, my gas, my gas!"
And he probably says one line or two.
Oh, he does. I have this written down.
Please remind me.
So as he's in the locker room with gas spewing out of his back, need a light. throws in the flare, blows him up. Fantastic.
It's funny now in retrospect, but
that's actually one of the better lines.
That is. The Plane Zero is not good at all.
That's shocking.
I don't get it. Maybe it's an 80s thing. I just don't get it. Maybe it's an ice cream thing or something. I don't know. Don't know. Anyway, they make it to the Resistance, and Mick Fleetwood is jamming on a guitar. No, he's not. He's they're just hanging around in the middle of the what do you call them again? Zones, sectors,
quads,
fucking quads. So then they just run and raid the quiz show, the show place, and very quickly there's a bit of a fun gunfight, which is just again like Predator. It's sort of like choo choo choo.
At least in Predator, it kind of makes more sense. But just before that happens, though, they interrupt the broadcast and broadcast the raw footage from the helicopter.
You have to mention that.
Yeah, so Killian's and the network are exposed at this point.
Yeah, but the audience don't care because they're running for their lives.
Yeah, they've been shot.
They've been shot at. It's interesting that, then this is when his bodyguard comes out and says the immortal line.
I'm going to do some steroids. Try. You guys can talk it out.
I seem to remember that I remember him being put into that pod, but I don't remember what happened. You know what was kind of annoying as well? When everybody went into the pod, the contestants, those shots just went on for so long of the pipe. The same happened to Killian.
I'll be honest, I'm okay with the pipe scenes. It's quite interesting. It's fast, but it goes on, as you say, for about a week. 10 seconds, you get the point.
We get it. It's fast.
Not a couple of minutes.
Yeah. And then it sort of doesn't really make any sense when he flies out the other end into a billboard and explodes.
They bumped into like a harness to slow them down. He gets shot into the air into a poster of himself, which that's not what happened to them. Why is it different?
I told you I'll be back.
Yeah. The
climax doesn't pay off, really.
No, it doesn't. And you know, I suppose the point is that the totalitarian regime is now being toppled. But
yay!
That's probably not what would happen.
But that's the problem, though. You don't really care at the end of it because the storyline isn't deep and involved. So, like when Arnie meets up with Amber, it's like, okay, cool, but
he gets the girl. Whoop-de-doo.
He gets the girl, but it's like we don't care what's wrong in the world now, dystopian. We don't care what's going to happen.
No, never did.
I cared a bit after 10 Cloverfield Lane. I was like, oh my God, I wish I knew. Same
it
with
would
RoboCop.
be nice if they made a sequel that followed on from the events of that and the resistance fighting, whatever she does afterwards, as opposed to the other. I think it was Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah, we did mention it in the episode about it. I remember.
Yeah, this movie wouldn't need a sequel because nobody would care.
No, I am interested though to figure out what I do seem to remember. Like with any Stephen King book, it's always hard to adapt it to a movie screen, and when it is good, like Kubrick's The Shining, King doesn't like it, so
he's a quite pernickety fella when it comes to his own work.
Yeah.
Some of his stuff has been done. Like, his short stories seem to be adapted quite well, obviously, such as
Shawshank,
yeah, and The Green Mile, things like that.
True. Well, they're both prison movies. They're not very hard.
Anything he does in the prison.
You ever read The Langoliers? Oh, we must watch that movie.
I love that story.
Yes, but did you see the movie adaptation?
I unfortunately had just read the book maybe about 2 or 3 years before I seen the movie, and
I've seen the trailer, and I think I would love to.
Don't watch it.
I know, but I remember reading the book, and it was so creepy that these things were eating the world, and there's just voids. They were eating time or something. That's great. That's a great story.
It's a fantastic story, and as you said, it's an existential dread that it builds into you as you read through it. I love it.
Yeah. What was I going to say about this movie? Don't know, great. Actually. It was a movie.
It was a movie. It definitely was a movie.
It was a movie. Barely.
Yeah.
But disappointing as an Arnie fan. Obviously, you know what you're going to get into for an Arnie movie. It's not going to be Hamlet. It's
got the basics of an Arnie movie, him saying one-liners, but beyond that, it's just completely superficial.
That's the thing I would need to continue to mention. The one-liner that you didn't mention when he chainsaws the guy up the groin area, and Amber asks, "Where is he?" He had to split.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I had to remember that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was.
I like that.
He had to split. What do you mean? He went somewhere? No, I split him in half. Why didn't you just say that? I like to say one-liners.
Brilliant.
So plot and storyline. Listen, if you're trying to make a stance on the strength of the plot, you could say, okay, it's about fears of media manipulation and government control, like RoboCop was all about. That was maybe, remember the 80s was quite anti-establishment. It was you're coming from the 70s, not quite the 90s. 80s was all about shit. The government is actually getting a bit technological here. We're a little bit shady, and it's the Cold War and blah blah blah. But this movie doesn't really reflect anything like that or make it important.
It touches along the side of that story, but never digs into it, which it should, because that's interesting. And the original story, the original book, digs deep into those sort of topics, whereas this, we've got Arnie saying one-liners. Why do you need depth?
Yeah, and that's why it's not a good movie, because they basically said, let's get Arnie and let's make it simple and an Arnie movie. And Ben Richards is the sort of fugitive character like that Harrison Ford plays much, much better, because there's actually dialogue. Actually, there isn't a lot of dialogue. He doesn't really say a lot in The Fugitive, Harrison Ford, but he's got the face like Christopher Reeve might have had for this movie.
But it's not even that. I think there's tension to The Fugitive. There was peril. You never feel peril in this, and nothing gets built up, and the music actually lessens the tension for me as I watch it. Music is supposed to bring you to a heightened sense of tension while stuff is happening. And in this movie, it just drags you right out of it. Gosh damn it.
Yeah. I'm giving the plot... Listen, it's a movie. I'm giving it 2.25. It could have gone down lower than 2, but there's something there, but it's just not fomented.
Yeah, it's got the bones of it, of the original story. So there is a good story in here if they'd bother developing it. They did not bother. So I would agree. You're 2.5 just because of what it could have been.
Yeah, what could have been. I'm going to give the acting. I think like Arnie is pretty bad in it.
This is Arnie's second worst movie I've seen him in. Hercules New York being the worst. I don't know if you've seen that.
I don't, but didn't they dub him in that?
They dubbed him with a really sort of a feminine voice.
Oh,
it's
good.
Hilarious.
Well, the thing about it is, I was expecting not to appreciate his acting in Conan, and when I watched it again, I was
he's
like,
very good in that.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, he's playing a barbarian, so he's perfectly suited to do that. And what I like about Arnie is he normally plays to his strengths, but he had, after movies like this, built in a bit of nuance as well. There's zero nuance to his character in this, which is kind of frustrating.
Yeah. I'm probably going to give it higher than you think, just due to Richard Dawson as Killian. He's pretty good. And then, listen, the Stalkers don't do much, but their physical presence is pretty fun and okay.
I love Jesse Ventura.
Jesse Ventura's got a small part. Yeah, and it's very funny, actually. It's and he delivers his lines quite well, the little ones he does do. When he dressed up and came in, he said, I'm not doing this. That was funny.
Yeah, very good. No, his presentation is very WWE, but he must have been good at it. I never really got into the WWE, but I'm assuming he was good at it.
Yeah, he's pretty popular in it. But I think it's a missed opportunity. They could have had an Arnie versus Ventura finale that's real, not faked for the audience.
Yeah, could have been interesting. Maybe some stalking. Maybe the stalker could do some stalking.
There could be stalking done. Which is what the Predator did. He stalked it better.
Yes.
It's interesting.
And Jesse Ventura was in The Predator. Yeah. And Amber Mendez was in Predator 2.
Exactly. And I was just going to mention her. She's sort of a good counterbalance at the start because she's going against Arnie. But when she gets into the game, is she anything? Could she have had more agency? Could she have had a sort of background that's not making TV jingles? Like Vice had his thing.
Glasses.
Yeah, he'd got glasses, so he was a nerd. He was a technical nerd. Could Amber have brought something? She came in and shot somebody at the end.
Yeah, and she does in Dynamo at the very end when he's not wearing trousers.
True, but that was quite accidental though, because water comes accidentally, right? She doesn't do that on purpose, right?
No, she does. She pulls the fire alarm and the water sprinkles down on him. Yeah, but
that's pretty good.
I question the suit designer, where if it rained outside while he was stalking, he would die. Yeah,
it's a pretty badly made suit.
It's very bad.
Like a Christmas tree suit.
Yes,
he's a good stalker. He's probably the most memorable stalker, but
he is because he's insane.
Yeah, quite well. So yeah, I think she could have had a bit more depth, but nobody has really depth in this movie. So acting, I'm going to give it 2 just because I really do think Killian does a good job, and the rest you sort of forgive because it's a bad movie and bad script. So I'm just giving it 2. It could be worse.
I kind of agree with you. In fact, I would be tempted to go a little bit higher. I'd go 2.25 from the acting. Arnie lets the side down here.
He does,
even with this limited character he's been given. I don't think he really wanted to be there. But listen, the main bad guy, Damon Killian, fantastic. Richard Dawson. And there's a few other interesting characters in the back.
Could have been Les Dawson.
Les Dawson would have been awesome. Different TV show.
Yeah. What did he do? Blankety Blank, I think. Yeah.
That was Blankety Blank, yeah.
He was funny. He could have done a good job. Anyway, yeah. Sam Brackett's track was dire. I'm not giving it the lowest.
The movie really craters.
I'm giving it 1.75. I think the synth. Listen, you have to think back to the 80s. It was all synth pretty much. But
then same year, Predator came out. The same actors mostly. And the music is incredible. 3 seconds of any part of that movie, I know the movie. Because it's unique and it is well constructed and it fits every scene. This feels phoned in. Whoever did, I didn't actually look up the.
It's Harold Faltermeyer.
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis Faltermeyer. I didn't actually look and see if he did anything that he did. Well, here you go. This goes to show he did the Beverly Hills Cop synth famous.
Wow. So he likes synth, but then that is incredibly unique.
Yes, it is.
Whereas this is incredibly generic.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So I don't think the music lends itself to build the tension or anything.
No, it in fact detracts from it.
You remember the sort of synth but atmospheric music in Blade Runner, the original one?
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's what you want in this movie. That's similar.
You do something that aids in building the world, because sticking in 1980s synth music for the future, something that's going to happen in 30 years' time. Where's the creativity in that? That's just going, what would we do today?
And also the thing about Blade Runner is when they're playing that music in Blade Runner, they're showing the outside and the cities. They're not showing just the Running Man arena.
They're building a goddamn world.
Yeah.
Something you get invested in, something you can feel the taste of almost. Like that feels and smells dirty as you're watching it.
Starsky can't do that.
No.
So your soundtrack rating is
1. I hate it.
Fair enough.
It has music, so it gets a point.
It has music.
It has music.
Production lets it down, basically.
That helicopter scene is fantastic.
Helicopter scene is so... It starts the movie
off.
It's
4 lads in chairs.
A very wide helicopter.
Oh, it just doesn't feel like a helicopter.
No, it's quite fake. And then he's hanging off it, Arnie, going, oh, and they lift him back up quite easily.
Yeah, which is also unlikely because he's a heavy man.
So I think they do not use production wisely in setting the dystopian scenario at all. The costumes for the contestants suck.
They're ad placement costumes. That's what they are. Sponsored by Adidas.
Yeah, were they Adidas?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, didn't know. Yeah, so none of that helped.
No.
And then obviously if you want to then compare it to RoboCop, you're going to go, hell no, not good.
Oh, the production in RoboCop is spectacular in comparison to this.
Yeah. You know what? Because they failed in so many levels, I'll give the weakest point for this one, I think. I had it up higher, but now that I've talked about it, I think they failed this movie. Yeah, I was going to give it 5. I'm going to give it 1.5 instead because it's where they failed the most. If I was more invested in the dystopian city and the environment, I would have went, this is interesting.
I agree with you there, and I'm going to join you on the 1.5. The production really lets it down, because if you're building a world that is different to the one we currently exist in, you got to build it, as opposed to slap up a cheap set and phone it in.
Build it and we will come.
Definitely would.
Yeah. The Globe and Mail in Toronto and back in 1987 gave it 25. They said you don't expect much from an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, of course. Lots of combat, high-tech and or hand-to-hand, a skeletal plot upon which to hang shots of the most admired pecs in Hollywood, and costumes that don't cover the pecs. But the Running Man, it must be reported, does not meet even these unexacting standards.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Ian Nathan in Empire, probably with a retro review, gave it 80. Never managing to look more high-tech or further on from 1987 than, well, high-tech trainers, this Arnie vehicle still runs its bloody course without dropping many gears. A brainless, breathless thrill. Roger Ebert gave it 63. The one element in the movie that is not standard and that does have some energy is the TV show itself, with Dawson's performance as the egotistical sleazebag host.
I agree, fully with him. He's fantastic.
Yeah. Totally. And 63 is a little bit high.
But you know, I can get it.
Yeah, I think back in 1987 when they would be watching this, it's an Arnie thing. Arnie was on a roll, so I think scores would be quite inflated at times. I think for just the fact that he was in it.
You know what surprised me about my take on my enjoyment of this watching it now was it didn't the nostalgia didn't really inflate my enjoyment of it at all. Which I was expecting, because I watched it as a kid. To be honest, I enjoyed it much more as a kid. Watching it now, it's like, oh, really? I like this. Oh,
Well, that's a sign of a true good movie then, because Predator we watched.
that's absolutely stood up. Yeah.
Yeah, Running Man doesn't because it's got flaws. If you watched it back in the 80s, you probably enjoyed it, but then you're watching the cold light of day with an analytical eye of movies you've watched from that era, then you're going to go, no, sorry, Arnie.
Not your best work.
I haven't watched Commando in probably 20 years, and I liked it the last time I watched it, and I think I still will like it.
I'm not sure. I've seen it a few years ago, and I kind of felt let down by it.
Really? But I like the corniness of it.
It's better than this.
Yeah.
It's way better than this, let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll watch Commando in the future and see what happens. Let's make like the guy that got chainsawed and split then from this episode.
It's not a nice way to go.
Like us on all the things, everybody, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.